Hello there. I'm Amy. Welcome to an overview of Reserve Studies, your ultimate guide to financial planning for shared community spaces. So, what exactly is a reserve study? Well, think of it as your trusty crystal ball that predicts the future costs of maintaining, repairing, and replacing common property treasures in your community, like rooftops, pools, and clubhouses. No magic wands here, just smart financial planning. In this exciting adventure, we'll explore the essential components of a reserve study. Let's dive into a little more detail. A reserve study is a financial planning tool used primarily by homeowners associations, condominium associations, and other community associations, as well as by some commercial property managers. Its purpose is to estimate and plan for the future costs of maintaining, repairing, and replacing common property elements and assets within a community or property development. The primary goal of a reserve study is to ensure that the association has adequate funds set aside to cover these long-term expenses, preventing the need for sudden and substantial special assessments on homeowners or property owners. A typical reserve study includes several key components. Component inventory. This section lists and describes all the common property elements and assets that will require future maintenance, repair, or replacement. Common elements can include roofs, building exteriors, parking lots, sidewalks, swimming pools, clubhouses, elevators, and more. Useful life. The reserve study estimates the remaining useful life of each component. This helps in determining when each component will likely need maintenance or replacement. Cost estimates. The study provides cost estimates for the maintenance, repair, or replacement of each component. These estimates are based on current market rates and may include inflation adjustments. Funding plan. This section outlines a funding plan for the association. It typically includes a recommended reserve funding goal, which is the amount of money the association should have in its reserve fund to cover future expenses. The plan may also specify how much money should be contributed to the reserve fund each year to meet the funding goal. Reserve fund status. The reserve study includes a current assessment of the association's reserve fund balance and compares it to the recommended funding goal. This helps determine whether the association is adequately funded or if adjustments are needed. Funding models. Reserve studies often present different funding models, such as the baseline model, which calculates the necessary annual contributions to meet the funding goal, or threshold models that prioritize certain components for funding while deferring others. Financial analysis. The study may provide financial analysis scenarios, such as the impact of inflation, different contribution levels, or investment returns on the reserve fund. Updates and reviews. Reserve studies should be periodically updated to reflect changes in component conditions, costs, and funding goals. Regular reviews ensure that the association's reserve fund remains adequately funded over time. Reserve studies are crucial for maintaining the financial health of community associations and ensuring that property owners are not burdened with unexpected expenses. They help associations make informed decisions about budgeting and collecting assessments, and they promote transparency in financial planning for the long-term sustainability of common property assets. A reserve study typically does not include a detailed engineering report for each component or asset listed in the study. Instead, it relies on existing data, industry standards, and cost estimates to predict future maintenance, repair, or replacement costs. However, in some cases, an engineering report or assessment may be used as a reference or as part of the information gathering process for the reserve study. In some cases, particularly for larger and more complex properties or when dealing with critical components like building structures or major infrastructure, an engineering report may precede or accompany a reserve study to provide a more accurate assessment of the condition and costs of specific items. The engineering report's findings and recommendations can then be incorporated into the reserve study to create a comprehensive financial plan. It's essential for community associations to work with professionals who specialize in reserve studies and engineering assessments to ensure that they have a clear understanding of their long-term maintenance and financial obligations. And that's a wrap for today's informative journey through reserve studies. We hope you found this adventure enlightening. Remember, a well-prepared reserve study is your key to a financially sound and worry-free community. To receive your free proposal, visit us at globalsolutionpartners.com. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or need further guidance, please don't hesitate to reach out anytime.